France versus Spain. It honestly doesn't get much bigger than this. A place in the World Cup final on the line. Two of the best teams on the planet doing battle. And the sports books have France as the favorites to advance. I think they're wrong. My official play for this match is Spain to qualify at plus 132. Now, before everybody starts typing Mbappe owns you in the comments, hear me out. I actually think France deserve to be slight favorites. I just don't think they should be this big of a favorite. Let's break it down. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, every single day during the World Cup, I've been breaking down these matches, giving out my favorite betting angles, and trying to find value, not just picking winners. Sometimes that means taking favorites. Sometimes that means taking underdogs. Today, I think there's value on Spain. Let's get into why. Right now, France are roughly minus 148 to qualify. Spain are sitting right around plus 132. Immediately, that tells me something. The market is saying France advance roughly 60% of the time. That feels a little high. If this game were being played 10 times, would France really advance 6 times out of 10? Maybe. But I think it's much closer to 5 or 5.5. And that's the difference. I'm not saying Spain are the better team. I'm saying the price for Spain is better. Now, let's give France some credit. They've been fantastic throughout this entire World Cup. They've won every match they've played in. They've conceded almost nothing. They're loaded with experience. Obviously, you have Kylian Mbappe. You have elite athleticism all over the pitch. This team is extremely dangerous on counterattacks. They're comfortable defending deep. They're incredibly difficult to break down. France can beat you even if they're second best for long stretches of time. That's what elite teams do. So this is absolutely not a fade of France. If France win, I won't be shocked in the slightest. But here's why I like Spain. To me, Spain have looked every bit as good. They dismantled Austria. They beat Portugal in what was an incredibly tactical, tight match. Then they beat Belgium, despite conceding their first goal of the tournament. That impressed me more than if they had won comfortably, because Belgium punched and Spain fought through the adversity. Spain responded, and that's what great teams do. Great teams respond. This Spanish side has shown they can control possession against anyone. They're not going to panic. They're not going to force anything. They're incredibly patient. And eventually, spaces do open up. And once those spaces open up, Spain have enough quality to punish the opposition. So I think this is where people confuse picking winners with betting. Those aren't always the same thing. If I asked you who is more likely to advance, you'd probably say France. And I'll be honest, I'd probably say France as well. But sportsbooks don't ask who's more likely. They ask whether the odds are fair. If France should really be closer to minus 120 or minus 130, and they're sitting at minus 148, then there's value on Spain. That's how betting works. You don't need Spain to be the better team. You only need them to be undervalued. And I think they are in this situation. I'm intentionally taking Spain to qualify instead of the money line because I think this game has a really good chance of going beyond 90 minutes. These two teams are incredibly evenly matched. One mistake, one moment of brilliance, one penalty. That's all it takes. If Spain advance in extra time, great. If Spain advance in penalties, great. I don't care how they do it. I just want to see them in the final. Of course, there are reasons this bet could lose. France have arguably the best player in the world right now. They've defended brilliantly. They're experienced. They're comfortable in knockout football. And if Mbappe gets one clean look, he can ruin your entire betting slip in about 3 seconds. That's the risk. But that's already reflected in the odds. That's why Spain are plus money. If there weren't legitimate concerns, Spain wouldn't be plus 132. So here's where I land. I think this semifinal is incredibly close. I think France deserve to be favored. I just don't think they deserve to be favored by this much. That's why my official play is Spain to qualify at plus 132. I'd make it a 0.8 unit play. I think it's one of the better plus money values we've seen late in this tournament. Now, my score prediction, I think it's going to be incredibly tense. I think it's tied after 90 minutes, and I think Spain eventually find a way. Whether that's in extra time or in penalties, I'm taking Spain to reach the World Cup final. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your prediction in the comments below. Is it going to be France or Spain? Hopefully we can cash another plus money ticket. Thanks for watching and good luck.